Welcome back. Welcome back to the Kovacs Report. We've got a brand new #1 from Marvel today, which is Daredevil and Punisher, two of my favorite characters in The Devil's Trigger. Written by Jimmy Palmiotti, one of my favorite writers, with art by Tommaso Bianchi. Now, the art looks pretty cool, by the way, as well, before we get into the book. So, cool creative team. Two of my favorite characters. It was a no-brainer, so of course I pulled it. Now I'm going to go through it page by page, of course, which means there's going to be a ton of spoilers. So do read it first if you want it spoiled. Like the video if you can, and if you have time, just hit that subscribe button. I'd really, really appreciate it. So like I said, two of my favorite characters, and the Punisher, he's having a bit of a renaissance at the moment. We've got three Punisher books out every single month. It's like the 90s all over again. Anyway, Daredevil's in trouble, and as you can see, he's been tied up and hung from the rafters in some kind of warehouse over this little meeting table. And we're going to find out through the issue how he got there and what it all means. But for now, we jump back in time a little to the offices of Sharp, Nelson, and Murdoch. And he has a little visitor, and he's standing in for Foggy because the firm is representing Dino Nucci, who is obviously a mafia goon. He's also the son of Marg Nucci, the head of this particular mafia family. Her other son was brutally murdered by the Punisher because he got chucked off the Empire State Building, and she doesn't want this to happen to her only remaining son, who is currently in hiding in a safe place because he has a date in court. Now, this is the one thing that confused me slightly. Why would the firm be representing gangsters? I don't know. But in this particular case, this guy isn't guilty of the particular crime that he's being tried for. Now, this chap, well, he's one of the goons. He's come to warn Murdoch. He says, listen, okay, the Punisher is coming for the family, and because you're representing her son, he's probably coming for you. Just wanted to give you fair boarding. But Murdoch says, listen, I can handle myself. Get out of my office. And that's what happens. After a chat with Foggy and a sort of scene setting as Daredevil in costume sort of talks about the city and how he feels about it, like we always get in these Daredevil books, all good stuff. We find out he's on his way to talk to Dino and give him a little warning. Using his radar sense through the window, you can see that Dino actually has one leg. You can see a prosthetic leg sitting on the bed there. Has had a little visit from a lady of the night, probably a little something before he goes to court tomorrow and testifies against whatever he's doing. We're not too sure. But Lucy says, listen, you've got to get out of here. Maybe you would have been safer sort of hiding out in prison. But he says, listen, I ain't going in there. It's a hellhole. I'd rather be out here. But I've got guards. I've got guards on the roof, guards in the lobby. You know what? It's all good. It's all good. I'm covered. But he says, listen, I got to you. And this is the Punisher we're talking about. So he says, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I do need to go somewhere else, somewhere safe. And that's what happens. Now, the next day, he does turn up to court, and there's an extra guest in the spectator stands, actually, that Matt Murdoch notices, none other than Frank Castle. He's there. Well, this is a message. It does say here, it says there, that told me everything I need to know. I excused myself for a family emergency as Foggy wrapped things up. I need to get higher and get a proper scan of the building all around here. He needs to find the Punisher before he plugs Dino, leaving the courthouse, I guess, or wherever he's hiding, because the Punisher's obviously found him, right? He's the Punisher. So he does find him, sitting on the rooftop, rifle at the ready. But even though Daredevil knows it's a trap, he goes in and tries to stop Frank Castle from murdering this gangster, okay? You know. It's one of those moral dilemmas. So a fight starts off, lots of face kicking and punches, but it was a trap, of course. And Frank Castle has a little sonic device, which he sets off scrambling Daredevil's sonar. Very, very painful, which gives Frank the upper hand, and he knocks him clean out and trosses him up in chains. But there's something else. He's got a gun taped to his hand, and now he has an ultimatum. He says, one bullet, one shot, one chance to stop me killing Dino Nucci. And he goes, what kind of choice is that? He said, the one I make every time I pull the trigger, the one I'm making now. Daredevil's like, no. And this is the dilemma. He says, kill him or watch Dino die. Excuse me. I try to make a plea for the law and order I devoted my life to, but it falls on deaf ears. Try to tell him this is the very ground our society was built on, and to ignore it makes everything we built worthless. It doesn't work. He's determined to take the shot. He gave me no choice. He put me in a possible position to teach me a lesson, to show me how the very law and order I live my life by is wrong in his eyes. So Daredevil is racked with this decision. What does he do? Well, he fires, of course. But there was no bullet there. There was no bullet whatsoever. This was a lesson for Daredevil, of course. The shot is made, and Dino goes down. 2 in the chest and 1 in the head, probably. So there we go. So Frank says, listen, the chains will be gone when you wake up. And then he knocks him out again. And then we find him, as we did at the beginning of the issue, trussed up in this warehouse in the shadows. Well, it'll have to be in the shadows, otherwise these 4 people probably would have found him. Who are they? Well, this is, again, part of the lesson that Frank's trying to teach Daredevil. These are essentially 4 goons that have been put away. They're terrible human beings, and they are making a play, okay, for the top dog of crime in the city. And they have this long conversation about, you know, the plans, how to take Margucci down. And this has all been set up. This has all been set up so that Daredevil hears all of this. And we're introduced to each of these villains, but one of these guys doesn't believe this woman has the chops to do it, so she shows him she does by cutting his throat open. And the other 2, I guess, think, okay, she means what she says, let's go. And the 3 of them go off, obviously, to create complete havoc. Finally, he's out. And he says, Punisher knew exactly why he tied me up here. He wanted me to witness. He knew I helped put 2 of them away for what I thought was a life sentence, and yet here they are, right back to their old ways. He wanted to show me my convictions in the courtrooms were useless. I'd like to know how in hell he knew they'd be meeting here. Well, however, he made this happen. Castle dropped me into the mess, and I once again got to clean it all up. I know I'm going to come for him. So, interesting story, lovely little art. It's a lesson being taught to Daredevil. A classic Punisher believes that, you know, the law and order doesn't work. You put these people away and they come back out and they commit the crimes again, so why not kill them? Of course, Daredevil has a bit more of a sort of higher moral standing than Frank Castle. So what we're going to get here is we're going to get sort of mafia takedown, and then we're going to get some kind of showdown between Daredevil and the Punisher. So yes, it was okay. I really did enjoy the art, actually. The art looked really nice. The writing was pretty sharp indeed. It was very much a setup issue, so I'm not going to fully judge it just yet. I think it was good. I think it was definitely good, and it's definitely got me interested in the rest of the story. So Jimmy Palmiotti's done it again. He's got me involved in another one of his books, and I'm very, very happy about that. Because like I say, these are 2 of my favourite characters, and the current Daredevil book is probably one of the worst books. One of the worst books coming out from Marvel right now. So to get a good Daredevil and Punisher story all mixed into one was very, very, very welcome. So I am very excited for the next issue. Again, I'm not getting super over the top about how good this was. It was good, but it's a lot of setup. I want to get to the meat, right? This is a salad. Let's get to the main course. But I've got nothing bad to say about it at all. So there we go. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. Did you pick it up? What do you think about the book? We'll talk in the comments. Like the video if you can. And please, please, please do, if you get a chance, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to build an honest opinion channel here, and I need your help to do it. So if you do find the time to click subscribe, you'll be seeing more of these videos with honest opinions in your subscription box over the weeks, and I will very much appreciate your support. So there we go. That's it for now. Take care. Like the video. Subscribe. See you soon.